Hey guys, what's up?
Uh, what's
Hey
going
man,
on?
what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, Brian?
Hey, what's up? Hey Brandon.
Hey, how are you?
Good, very good, very good. So, Palisades, we're back on the road again, right? Playing
Yeah,
shows, enjoying yourself.
Oh
yeah, it's
yeah.
been great.
Cool, cool.
Hold on.
When was the first show back?
The first show back was it was just like a couple weeks ago, I believe. It was on April 21st. We played in New York. Band Blind Channel, who's from Europe, they ended up headlining and they asked us to be a part of it, so we hopped on and it was sick. It was amazing, amazing welcome back and everything. Like it was a lot of fun. Better than
Yeah,
very good feeling after a few years of not playing a show.
yeah. It was April 11th, but
Oh,
it
April
was
11th. Okay.
close, close.
My bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, in 2018, Erase the Pain, that was number one on the Billboard charts, the Heat charts, number one on the indie charts, and number nine on the hard rock charts. How can you top that with this new album? Tell me a little bit about the new album and everything about it.
Oh, you want me to go? Okay.
Yeah, you go
Either
first.
one.
You go first.
It's
You go
hard when it's
first.
like me and somebody else because I never know who's gonna talk first.
I'll,
Okay.
I'll go.
No.
I'll go after Brandon. Go ahead.
Okay. I mean, for this new album, for me personally, I mean, I think this album brings a whole it just brings a whole nother dynamic to what we can do as musicians and everything.
Right.
Like we've tackled things that I don't think we've tackled before with or with past albums and stuff. So there's just a lot of different things that we brought to this record that I think will really make us stand out a lot more from what we've done before and everything. And I believe in this album 100%, and I think it's a beautiful album, and I think everybody really put in their full potential on this. And I've never been more proud of a Palisades album before, so I'm trying to get number ones and everything this time.
Cool.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I'm not even worried about Billboard or anything like that. I'm just really proud of what we accomplished. We were in a different headspace for this album. Obviously, with Brandon taking over as vocalist, with the pandemic. Also, like things happened to us personally. I know Brandon went through a lot of mental health issues. Aaron lost his father to cancer. There's just a lot of crazy things that happened that helped shape this album to what it is. And I'm also with Brandon. I'm very proud of what we created with this album. And like I said, I could care less about right now accolades. I just want people to hear it.
Right, right. And where'd you record it? And who worked on it with you guys, like mixed it and stuff like that?
Yeah,
Yes. Oh, you can go, Brandon. Go ahead. Go ahead.
we recorded it in Los Angeles. We worked with a guy named Keith Nelson. He used to be one of the members in Buck Cherry. We worked with him for I think it was almost a couple months, I believe, and he helped us bring it together. And once we got it all put together, Zach Cervini was the one who mixed it for us, and he's worked with a lot of other big artists like MGK, Bring Me the Horizon, stuff like that. So he's very well known in his world and everything. So we were very, very grateful to have him part of this. He's an amazing person as well. So, but yeah, it definitely couldn't have done this without them for sure.
Yeah, Keith Nelson was the producer. It was really awesome working with him because he comes from more of an old school approach where for this album, it was actually the first album that we got to go into a rehearsal studio and do entire pre-pro. Like usually the way we work, usually it's on the road, but even when we're not on the road, everybody has their own laptop. We're all creating everything, piecing it together in a computer. And we kind of relearn the parts as we go and kind of go part by part, song by song, where with this album, Keith wanted to make sure that from the get-go, in the pre-pro stage, that we can play everything all the way through and everything. So that was really a fun and exciting way to do it. Kind of very different from today's world where, like I said, everything's very locked into the laptop.
Right.
So that was really cool. It brought out a lot of great guitar work because, we really got to sit with it a little bit longer and try different things out. And also we got to use, everything was very real. Like, usually with newer producers, you go through their Kemper, their Axe effects. Like we record everything usually on our own through our own Axe effects, but Keith actually had like anything you'd want. Like he had every guitar head, guitar amp, pedal that you could think of, guitar. So we got to experiment at least with guitars more than we have ever done before.
Right. Who did the writing and who does the music?
We all do the writing. Brandon took the lead with most of the vocals, and that includes melodies and lyrics. But Brandon, you know, for the first time, he took over some guitar work. I got to write a lot of vocals and melodies for the first time, really. We all kind of had a hand in everything. Xavier is the one that usually produces everything for us, like mixes and engineers it. And, you know, me, Aaron, and Brandon usually bring our ideas to him and we work on them. But X also got to write a bunch of riffs and things. So Aaron wrote a bunch of riffs. You know, we all tackled even though Xavier, like I said, he usually does most of like our samples and everything too. We all attacked that as well and got to put our own pieces in. So this out of any album, I'd say is the most collaborative, with everyone being able to put their ideas in.
Right. Now, who came up with the title of the album, Reaching Hypocritical?
That kind of came just from the title track, I believe. I mean, we were all kind of going through some ideas of what we wanted it to be,
Right.
but we felt that Reaching Hypercritical definitely stood out the most to us, I believe. For people who are listening in, like hypercritical is something that I learned. It's a word that I learned in therapy, and I was told that I have a hypercritical thought process, and it basically means that I'm unreasonably critical of myself over the smallest things.
Right.
So, and I think that kind of just brings this album just in as a whole, I believe. You know, I mean, we're all our worst critics. We were even our worst critics, like, you know, like writing this album. Like, you know, we were very, very picky with it. We were very like on top of it, trying to make sure it was the best thing that we could do. And it also just explains a lot of what we've gone through and everything, and just it just shows how we got through it and how we like mastered taking it over.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead, Matt.
I was just going to say, I think, you know, for a lot of people in 2020, 2021, you did reach a point also of like a breaking point with, you know, just how life was. You know, family members were dying, people were sick, we weren't sure where, you know, our lives are headed. Even right now, we're, you know, with the whole Russia Ukraine, you know, we don't know where all these war is coming from. So I think, you know, we also took that as an, like, you know, we are reaching this breaking point of, and also reaching a point of no return. So that's why I think it also stood out with us. We are in our own way reaching hypercritical.
Right. When you brought the album to Rise Records, what was their reaction?
Man, they were stoked. They're still stoked.
Yeah,
they loved it.
Oh yeah, they're still stoked. I think they're very excited for us to release it, and they're excited to release it as well and see it. They want to see us grow too. Like they're very like, they're all hands in. They're all ready to go with it, and yeah, they definitely feel it's probably some of the best work that we've done, and I feel it's the best work that we've done too. So
yeah, I'll say this about Rise, like they've always been great to us in a sense of like, they always let us do the music. They never came at us like, oh, we don't like this, we don't like that. They let us be our own artists. And they've really did, for the most part, I believe, enjoyed everything we created, but this one just feels really special.
Right. Now let's go down some of the tracks. My Consequences. Let's go to Brendon first, and tell me your reaction to that song and anything input to that song.
Reaction to that song. I mean, that song is my baby. Everybody in the band knows that. That song is, I don't know, that song really hits home for me. It's also just really energetic, and I love energetic songs. And that song kind of just, that song I pretty much wrote about a depression period that I was in for a long period of time. I was in a point where I just didn't want anybody to really like talk to me. I didn't want to interact with anybody. I was waking up just like completely defeated every single day for like a couple months. And I kind of just, I wrote a lot of stuff down at the time, and I kind of used those words and I brought it into the song. And there's just, it's basically just revolves around just trying to fight through that depression and trying to realize that, you know, there's always a way to, you know, come out of it and make something beautiful out of it. And I
Right.
think that's what we mainly wanted to attack with that song, in just an aggressive way. And I yeah, that song, yeah,
That,
it's a really good song for me. And yeah, what do you think,
that,
Matt?
that song basically, I would say that's me at my job, because like when I'm there, I'm performing a job. I don't want to be bothered with people. I'm doing my job. I'm getting paid to do the job, and I want to do it properly. So like,
Mm-hmm.
people will say, "Oh, that guy's nasty." No, I'm not nasty. Is that I'm there for a function, and I want
Mm-hmm.
to get it done. It's the same as you. You
100%.
know. Cool. Matt, how about reaching hypocritical?
Reaching Hypercritical, that one was pretty awesome because we actually wrote, I think that was one of the last demos we actually wrote for the album. And I just remember we wrote these riffs all at different times, and magically they kind of all came together. And Brandon, on the first pass of it, we had this thing where it was just like reaching hypercritical, but I think at first it was raging hypercritical.
Yeah,
And I was just like, oh man, this is really sick. So me and Brandon kind of dove into the melodies a little bit, the vocals, and I'm really happy with it. Like, I cannot wait to play it live. I got to do a really cool kind of Rage Against the Machine inspired little solo section over like a kind of a Slipknot-esque breakdown.
Right.
So pretty proud of that one, and I can't wait to see people move into it.
Brendon, Invincible. What do you think about that?
Invincible, man. Invincible was brought to life by a voice memo that I made on my phone. I had this melody idea. I kind of just played some simple chords to it on an acoustic guitar, and I brought it to them. Invincible, though, was just pretty much about, oh man, Invincible was pretty much just it's basically about just trying to fight out of like substance abuse,
Right.
stuff like that. It could be substance abuse. It could be literally just about anything. Honestly, it can be interpreted in so many different ways. But for me, it was mainly about just trying to tell people that it's like, I'm just a person as much as everybody else. I'm not perfect, and I don't expect to be perfect ever. And it's kind of just letting people know, like we're all human, and we may be in the spotlight trying to, like, making music for all these people, and people may see us differently at times, but it's mainly trying to let people know that we're all here. I don't think I'm higher or better than anybody else, and it's like, I just want to be treated the same as everybody, as everybody treats everybody, and yeah, it's just, it talks about the feeling of just like anxieties and trying to get better with it, and hoping that it just, in the end, it dies down at a certain point, and just coming to fruition with everything. And
Okay, keep on, Brendon.
no, yeah,
Okay.
that was
Okay, Matt, your misery.
All right, your misery is, if Brandon said my consequences is his baby, this one might be mine. Pretty proud of this one. I'm proud of all the songs. They're all like children, but this one's special to me because I got to write a lot of the lyrics, melodies, and guitar work to this one. Kind of started it in my basement. I went through some things with my family where one of my family members went through a pretty terrible divorce. I'm not going to talk much about it.
Right.
But this song was kind of inspired by like how someone's misery can take over and leech onto you and could kind of suck the soul out of you. And I'm really proud of this one just because like we got to kind of put everything into the song. Has a huge chorus. I remember when tracking guitars, Xavier tried this thing where he did some dissonant chords, and none of our guitars have whammy bars on it, but in the studio we had one, and he was doing some really cool stuff with it, which came out sick. And Brandon shows his pipes on this one, so really proud of it. Really stoked for people to hear it.
Brendon, Without You.
Without You was, I think that was one of the first demos we started making, right, Matt?
Yeah, My Consequences, Better, Without You, Sick of the Attitude, and Closure was all written right as the pandemic hit. So the four of us were all able to be in the same room. Every other song on that album was after after the pandemic hit, and we all had to kind of do those separately, where we were actually, thank God for technology, we recorded Brendon while he was in Nashville. Like we were just doing it over basically like a Zoom. And there's this thing called Audio Movers where he's tracking in Nashville, but it's coming up on our laptops in New Jersey. So that was really cool. But yeah, you can keep going, Brendon.
No, you're good. Yeah, that was a very fun recording process. But anyways, without you is pretty much, it's for me personally, it's the one that got away type of song. It's
Right.
for yeah, it's a song I wrote about somebody who I care for really deep in my life, and that person, you know, has moved on with their life and is happy and is doing very well and everything like that. And like, we tried to make things work, didn't work out. She's you know, she's struggled with a lot of things in her life. We've always been there for each other, we care for each other and stuff like that. But the song, again, is it's written in a way to where it can be interpreted into many things. It could be, you know, if somebody has lost a loved one, or if it's you know, maybe somebody who's you know, out fighting the war right now and stuff like that. It's just like, it's basically just about just letting that person know that, you know, that you're there for them and you love them and you just really can't live without them. And
Right.
it's like the one love song we have on the album. Yeah.
Matt, how about Better?
Better was a really fun process. So before the pandemic, when we toured with Nothing More, Mark, you know, became some of our best friends. And this was right when Erase the Pain came out. And he was like, man, I'd really love to work with you guys on a song. So we're like, oh man, that'd be sick. So once the pandemic hit, we already wrote the entire demo to Better. And I was talking to Mark, I was like, hey, you know, I don't know about you, but like, we're all, you know, kind of feeling, you know, this would be a good time to make a song together. And he was like, yeah, I'd love to. So we went on Zoom, we showed him all the demos we had, and he instantly loved it. And he was like, hey, let me mess around with some things, see what you guys think. And we basically rewrote the whole like demo until like, we tried so many cool things. Like there's, I think, 7 different tempo changes in the song. We go into 3 or 4 different keys. There's yeah, and there's also a time signature change. So that was something that was really fun. And yeah, kind of right away, we were like, wow, this song is really special, especially going into the studio. I thought, Brendon, you knocked it out of the park with your vocal performance. And already live playing the song, so many of those people were singing along. And the song only came out maybe a little bit less than a month, you know, since then. So I can't wait to play that one live more.
Brandon, Frey?
Frey is a very beautiful song. It's that's about loss, 100%. That one revolves around the loss in Aaron's family, his father. And yeah, it's mainly just, that one's honestly just a pretty straightforward song. It's not really any concept made up for it or anything like that. It's just a straight from the heart type of song. And that song was very different for us too. Again, there's like a lot of time, there's like a different time signature thing in there. There's a lot of cool stuff in it, and it includes something special in it too that we think a lot of people will take to heart as well. It's like something in the bridge that, you know, we kind of threw into, you know, it was just something that we thought we would do for his dad. And yeah, that song was mainly just like for him, you know, just to make him proud and let him know that we're always thinking of him and we love him.
Cool. Matt, Sick of the Attitude.
Yeah, so Sick of the Attitude is the heaviest song on the album, as you can tell. Brendon, right away, once we played the opening riff, came up with I'm sick of the attitude. And yeah, you know, it still follows like what we've done on the album. Like, it's not just a brutal song by any sense of the imagination, but it's still our heaviest song, and I expect people to be in the mosh pit for it.
Oh, Brandon, Fade Away.
Fade Away. Fade Away. That one was pretty put together pretty quick. Fade Away is just another song about just oh man, I'm trying to like think. Sorry, I'm like going through all these songs right now.
Yeah.
Like, I put them together. Yeah, Fade Away also just goes through like a lot of anxieties within myself. Just like thinking like if people actually even care to hear about it, or if people don't care to hear about it, because it is hard for some people to understand what people with severe anxiety go through, and it's hard to talk to people sometimes about it. And sometimes those people just kind of like, they'll listen to you, but they're not really listening, and like all of what you're telling them just kind of drifts off into the distance, and they don't really kind of fades away and stuff like that. So it's basically just about I think it's more so about awareness, trying to make people aware that this is a serious thing. It's caused a lot of harm to people, especially within the last couple years with everyone. And I want to help people be more aware of mental illness, because it is a serious thing. And Fade Away, I think, is a great representation of that.
I know somebody who's going through that right now, actually, and it's tough.
It is.
It's not just tough on the parents, it's tough on their friends, people they work with, everybody. Sure. Well, you know about it. Okay, so that's
yeah.
I don't want to go into detail, stuff like that. But Matt, how about Sober?
So Sober is an interesting one because it was actually the last one we wrote, and at first we weren't even sure if we were going to go with it. Aaron just came up with the chorus, and it was like just so with piano and some beats and things like that. We didn't really write much to it because we already had close to 20 songs in the bank. But when we were there, we kind of realized that it was special and we should go for it. And in that rehearsal room, the pre-pro, we actually wrote it in about 5 minutes, I would say, like from just having basically nothing to an entire song locked in. And like the way I look at it the most, it's like, I know Brandon wrote that from like Without You from a different perspective, but I kind of took Without You as almost like Aaron's perspective of like, when he found out his dad had cancer, he'd do anything to be with him and hope that Aaron, like, his dad would make it through. And then Frey was kind of more of like, kind of the acceptance that his dad died, but he's in this terrible place and he's trying to get out of it, like a struggle. And then Sober is more of like what I took from Aaron, since he wrote the chorus, I wish I was sober, the field of pain. That's how the chorus starts. It was more of like, him trying to break out of the fray and, accept it and try to move on in some way in his life. So it's like stages of grief. This is the last stage of Aaron's grief, and that's how I looked at it.
Yeah.
Now, Brandon, Closure, the last track.
Closure. Oh man, Closure was actually the first song that we did vocally for all the demos. Aaron and Xavier, and Matt, they came up with like a lot of the production and the samples and all that stuff. And I remember we weren't even sure if we wanted that song on the album too, just because it's a lot slower. It's very a lot slower. But yeah, I kind of we kind of just started writing. X and I just started making vocals for that one, and it's basically, oh man, I'm trying to sorry, I get so bad sometimes. It's basically just another song about losing somebody, like a grief song, losing somebody, trying to find them within yourself and within this kind of like just within this world too, and like just seeing them in different places, and or thinking that you're seeing them in different places, and just trying to find that thing that can help you cope with losing that person, and just helping you find some more clarity in life, and being able to help you move on and be able to still live a happy life and everything like that.
Yeah.
And you seem like a very emotional person.
Yeah, I can be. I can be very much. Yes. I remember I forget what song it was. I believe it was Frey. I'm not sure. But we were recording this in the demo process. And I remember like, because my anxiety is so bad and
Right.
terrible, like after we got done recording it, I literally just, I remember I was in my garage after we recorded it and I just started sobbing because of how bad like my anxiety like can be. And sometimes, so it's like, I feel like a lot of that just goes into all these songs that we've written and stuff too. It's a very, yeah, like I'm a very emotional person, and so I needed this album to express all that.
Matt, how does it feel like when someone asks for your autograph?
Oh man, still kind of weird, but cool. I don't know. Like, I don't look at like, I don't know. I look at this as like the band is, you know, really been there for so many people, and I love that. But me personally, I'm still the average dude that lives across from me, Brian. Nothing,
Yeah.
nothing too crazy.
Well, how about you, Brandon?
Honestly, I mean, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for everything that we've accomplished, and I'm grateful that so many people accept us and accept, like, you know, and just listen to our music. You know, like we can only hope for so much when we're in a band. You know, like we never know how many people are actually going to listen to us, or how many people are going to actually, like, you know, really stick with us. So it's always a very amazing feeling, like seeing fans like so appreciative of us and appreciative of what we write and what we do to help people. So yeah, it's always a good feeling for me.
And Matt, as a young kid, you were a skinny little kid.
Yeah.
Are you going to the gym now or something? Or he's
Oh
working
man.
out? Because like every
I
time I see you, like you're yeah, exactly, Brandon. Exactly. You
oh
must be
man.
pumping up. What's
Oh
up?
man, no, it's all the tacos. That's all it is. No, my metabolism isn't what it used to be, but no, I'm trying to get back on track. Been working out more than I ever have.
I can see that.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. But I mean, I'm not trying to get huge or ripped or anything. I'm just trying to be a healthy version of myself. I appreciate it though. I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, because like I remember, you know, when you were younger, the little kid, stuff like that. And then I see you now, all bulked up and stuff like
Yeah,
that. You
full
know?
full grown adult over here. You know.
Right. So the album comes out July 22nd.
Yep.
Second, that's
Yep.
Right?
it.
Reaching Hypercritical
Yep.
and Rise Records. It's great talking to you guys. And would you like to say anything to the fans out there?
Yeah. Brandon, you go first.
Yeah, the new album, we're really excited for everybody to hear it. It's definitely, for me, the most emotional album that we have made, and I'm very excited to see how people take it as the new version of Palisades. And we're gonna keep doing the thing we're doing, and we hope that people could stick with us along the way. And you know, I'm very proud of this band, and I'm proud of who is in this band. They're the ones that make this possible. And yeah, I love what I do, and I'm very excited to get back out on the road.
Yeah,
Are you,
it's
Matt?
all the. I just want to say thank you for sticking with us. I know that we were very quiet during the pandemic, and there was a lot of craziness going on, and obviously we all love and wish Lou well. You know, but I just want to say, you know, thank you. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for making this possible still, and we can't wait to make every one of you proud. So we're gonna do that. Hope to see you on the road.
Will the album come out on vinyl?
Yeah, so we have some pre-order vinyls up right now that anyone could pre-order. Actually, I wanted to speak on this, so this is pretty cool. Some of them are almost sold out, so I would get on it soon. But through a company called TuneSpeak, they set up a little contest where if you follow, like, it's really simple. It's like if you follow us on Spotify, if you bought a pre-order, you accumulate points. So there's a first, second, third place where you're going to win a huge bundle of merch in our pre-orders. So if anybody wants to get on that, go to TuneSpeak, register. You don't even have to buy anything. You just have to listen to a song, you know, or whatever. You accumulate enough points, the winners get a really dope merch bundle.
And what about the tour?
The tour starts April 20th. or sorry, May 20th. Wow, I did that too. The tour starts May 20th. We're going to be going down to Texas and back. All the tour dates are up on our Instagram, our Twitter, our Facebook, and our link tree has the ticket links. And there might be a bunch more tour dates coming up. I don't know, Brandon, what do you think? It's coming up pretty soon, huh?
Yeah, it is coming up soon.
Yeah, maybe keep on the lookout.
Yeah, we definitely have a lot of more stuff in store. We obviously can't reveal that yet, but you know, we are definitely back in the swing of things like how it used to be before all this happened. So we're very excited to get back to it.
Cool. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, thanks, Brian. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye. Talk to you later.
All right, later.